So you shared with us a quote, and that quote is confidence and consistency will help you achieve any goal. Now, for the How It All Works audience, for my audience, they know that I'd like to do this thing on every morning around 6:30 a.m. called Morning Motivation. And I take a quote of the day and then I share that in terms of perspectives and some insights. But I want to kind of flip it around. This is your quote. I actually don't know who. Did you coin this?
Yeah, actually I did. And it's something that came out of my time of teaching and watching my students basically flourish.
Well, so give us a little bit of the behind the scenes of what this quote means for you.
Sure. So confidence and consistency. So I've taught literally thousands upon thousands of students. And as an English teacher teaching ESL, I've watched individuals who have studied for years prior to even coming upon my classes. And I've seen their lack of confidence in themselves. But I've also seen this amazing ability within them. It's kind of like someone seeing your potential before you see it. That's exactly what happens. And what I realized is after I help the students find their confidence, just help them realize their confidence, that's like the first hurdle. Then helping them be consistent. It has done wonders for students. So I realized that it's not just with English, it's with every aspect of our lives. When we find the confidence to do something or to be something, if we're consistent in that thing, we can achieve anything and really go above our wildest dreams.
That is amazing.
18 to 37-year-olds are the most frequent viewers of live stream video in the U.S. 52% of live video viewers stream content through social media. Video streaming accounted for nearly half of all downstream internet traffic. What does it all mean? Let's find out on the Why I Go Live podcast with Coach Kirk.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. It's time for yet another one. The Why I Go Live podcast is here. And it's your boy, Kirk Nugent, your nephew, your cousin, your best friend. I am here as your host for the Why I Go Live podcast. We're going around these internet streets, anywhere on the World Wide Web, really, and just asking people of different disciplines, backgrounds, expertise, why do you go live? And I'm hoping that you've been rocking with us. This is season 2, and it has been a lot of fun. We've got an insight, wisdom, perspective from several, and today will be no different. Excited to be able to share with you today's particular episode. But you know what we got to do? We've got to do some statistics. I always like to share with you some statistics. All of these are from Uscreen today. Church services rose in streaming minutes by 40% in the first 6 months of the year. My goodness, 40%. That means faith-based folks are starting to catch up. They're starting to realize that this streaming thing is for them as well. Check this out. The fitness industry, all right, experienced a major boom with an increase of over 1,300% in minutes live stream in the first 6 months of this year as well. Madness. Fitness industry. I personally have been watching a lot more fitness streaming things, and I imagine there's something coinciding with the beginning of the year, right? With the beginning of the year, when we make those goals and those resolutions, something to coincide with that makes those streaming minutes increase by 1,300%. Here's the last one: remote education. We're landing right here. This is where we're going to hang our hat for the episode. Remote education via live stream experienced an increase of over 908. Like, these numbers are stupid. 980% in minutes live stream since 2020. What is all the rage about? Where could they be finding the significance in live streaming? Well, I'm glad you asked, because here to help us answer that question is former web designer turned English teacher and missionary and content entrepreneur, host of the Speak English with Tiffany YouTube channel and community, Teacher Tiffany. Welcome, 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 welcome. How are you today?
I am amazing, Kirk, also known as Coach Kirk, I see. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the wonderful intro.
Man, I am excited to have you. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law shared with me the proper pronunciation. They said "Annyeong haseyo." I know that's terrible.
Yes,
I know. I'm trying. I just tried. I tried. You know, I know you are fluent.
You did good. You did good.
Okay. But listen, I am just so excited to have you on. As I shared, audience, she is a content creator, but also content entrepreneur. I want to make sure that you catch that distinction. And somebody that I have been watching, somebody that one of my community members said, hey, you should probably check her out and see if you can get her to come on the podcast. I love that. So in case you know somebody that you want to see us interview here on the Why I Go Live podcast, drop us an email at info@howitoutworks. So Teacher Tiffany, just take a few minutes and kind of share with people a little bit about what you do in terms of content, in terms of live streaming. How do you utilize this vehicle? And then we'll dive into our signature question. Go ahead.
Yes. So again, thank you so much for having me on to explain in a nutshell what I do. Again, I am known as Teacher Tiffany. I teach English to people around the world, literally every country you can think of. I have students in those countries, and I help students at the intermediate and advanced English level, basically, Kirk, start sounding like you and me. Many times students need English to come to America, to get a better job, or just to progress forward in their lives. And I'm honored to be a part of that journey. And I like to say a part of the journey because I see myself just giving tools to individuals who are already amazing. I'm just opening or unlocking what's already inside. And I found that the online platform is the way for me to do that. Short backstory of how I got into this.
Please.
I actually, again, as you mentioned earlier, I was a web developer at NASA, loved it, great boss, great coworkers, but God led me to quit my job. And fast forward a bit, he led me to be a missionary. And I went to South Korea, and I was there for 10 years teaching English as a second language. Fell in love with it, realized that God had placed this ability in me to make challenging or difficult or complex concepts very simple. And so I realized that God, he wanted to use me to help other people. And so he told me to go on YouTube. Now, I look young. I'm older than I look for those that are watching this. So YouTube, I wasn't even really into YouTube. I said, that's for the young ones. I'm not really into it. But God said, use this platform. So I got on YouTube, just putting my classes on there. This was back in 2016, I think. And I realized what I was teaching in the classroom and helping at that time per class, maybe 20 people, I could put online and help thousands at that time. And of course, it's expanded. God has been good. And I use the online platform now to help many people around the world. And live streaming just gives me the opportunity to have that interaction. You know, during COVID, during the pandemic, everyone was longing for connection. And I found that the live streaming gave me a chance to connect with individuals around the world and help them see that I'm a real person and I see them for who they are and I believe in them. So that's why I love live streaming so much.
That is awesome. I love what you shared there. I wonder, I mean, we're already touching on the signature question of the podcast, but I wonder, because, you know, there's so many people who feel like, well, during the pandemic, it was a thing, you know, it was live streaming. We needed to connect. And, but my testimony has been, you know, fairly the same. I wonder what yours has been post-pandemic, right? We're a couple of years removed at this point. Has it dropped off? Are you seeing growth? Where are you in your trajectory or your journey as a creator on YouTube in terms of subscribers? And are you seeing it kind of plateau? Talk to us a little bit about that part.
So, actually, I don't necessarily like normally say the number of subscribers unless I'm asked. Right now,
you're being asked.
I'm at about 3.1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Whoa. This is where we have to drop the bomb. This is where we've got to do the... Hold up. That is amazing. 3.1 million subscribers. You're doing the thing. This is what they call receipts, y'all. In case you're wondering in the comment section, these are receipts. Continue, please.
Well, I always like to thank my subscribers because it's really about them, right? So yes, the channel has grown so much. And to your question, did I see a drop off? Actually, I saw the exact opposite. I saw it was the spike. It went completely exponential growth after the pandemic. And I think what happened was the pandemic just opened everyone's eyes to the possibility of learning online, right?
Mercy,
And also
right.
how effective online learning can be. I think in general, prior to the pandemic, online learning was seen as, hey, if you're busy and you only have time at night, use online learning.
Use
But
online, right.
now, right? But now everyone realizes we have cell phones, which are literally small computers in our hands at all
Yeah.
times. So we
Yeah.
can use these to reach people and help people achieve goals. It just happens to be that my sector is the English language sector, but no matter what your
Ooh.
industry is,
Ooh.
keeping in mind that you can help, and this is something I'm very passionate about, you can help someone else achieve their goal, whatever industry you're in. And the online live streaming platform allows you to help them get there faster. So,
Good night. This is, I mean, this is so good. This is what we teach here on this podcast. This is what it's all about. I liken live streaming to having a driver's license. Do you want to go somewhere? That's really what I like to ask my coaching class. Where do you want to take your audience? What I'm simply trying to teach you how to do is not to hit the curb. Like, don't blow through the stop sign, right? To put on the indicator
Follow
at the
the
proper
rules.
time, because you got to follow the rules, and you will be able to, here's the thing, serve at scale. That's what the awesome and ridiculous opportunity of live streaming has been. So, I mean, you've kind of touched on it already. I hope that, but I do want to just kind of throw it out there. This is the signature question of the podcast. Teacher Tiffany, why do you go live?
Why do I go live? So the main reason why I go live is because, in a nutshell, I feel like I have been put on this earth to serve.
To serve.
And live streaming gives me the opportunity to serve more. Similar to what you just said, serve at scale. And along with serving at scale, it's connecting with people, right? Many times people feel this lack of connection, right? There are so many people feeling lonely at this point in time, right? They feel like they're in isolation, no one cares. And I've found that when I go live, people have told me, wow, you smile all the time. It's not a fake smile. People can tell, right?
Yes, they can.
People can tell very, very easily if you're being sincere. It's clear as day. And so I realized that, if my smile or my passion can literally transfer through, I'm looking at a lens, right? I'm in my office looking at a lens.
At a lens.
But for them, they're seeing me on the opposite side. So as long as I'm keeping that in mind, okay, yes, I'm serving, but I'm also connecting. So I find a lot of time to go live is when I can connect to someone in real time. They're commenting, I'm responding. I make it a point during the lives to say the name. Say the name. What country are you from? Like, I want them to be affirmed. So I think, again, going live gives me an opportunity to serve in real time and also connect and let somebody know you're not alone. Even though it seems like you're not alone. So serving and connecting with my audience. Wow.
There's a lot there. In fact, you even gave some tips and tricks in terms of engaging properly and effectively with an audience while live. You got to keep that thing in your mind that you're looking at a lens, but there are, at least 1, 2, but sometimes thousands on the other end of it. Let me ask this. I'm almost, I have so many other questions I would love to ask you, but we only have 2 that are signature for the podcast. And of course, it's the why do you go live, which you've answered convincingly, by the way. And if anybody out there is wanting to take the plunge, you've heard what Teacher Tiffany's had to share. You're probably going to go check out her channel now because you're like, what in the world's going on over there? But you're also like, I want to give this a shot. Well, what I want you to know is that here at How It All Works, in the Workers Warehouse, which is the community group that I run, we have the resources, right? You can go on aisle 9, you can pick up some Calmer Confidence. You can go on aisle 10, you can figure out how to get your studio set up. But we've got the resources in the Workers Warehouse to be able to help you set the playing field so that you can serve who you've been called to serve at scale. This is the secondary question, Teacher Tiffany, and that is simply this. What's one of the most, crazy things that have happened because of a live stream. It could be a brand deal. It could be impact. It could be, a connection of some sort. But something that happened that you can draw a straight line back to the fact that I went live and this happened. Now, I will say to you, even as you kind of prepare for the question, we had one, the craziest I've heard thus far is that we went live and this was a family and relationship a content creator, and they went live and some people got pregnant. Now they said we could draw a straight line, but it's just some of the things that they shared in that live stream really helped this couple get unstuck and really, become more loving. Let me just say it that way. And so they could draw a straight line. In fact, the couple came back to him and says, because of you guys, we have this child. I'm like, that is amazing. But share with us something that has happened for you that, it's because live streaming, this is one of the things that we want to make sure that people catch, not only the reason for which people go live, but the intangibles. I could never have planned that I would get a brand deal, or that I would be able to create content on other people's platforms, that I would be able to interview Teacher Tiffany, or that I would become a media pastor. All of that happened because I ultimately decided to hit the big red button and go live. And so what are some of those things that you can share with us, that maybe just one that has happened for you?
Sure. Great question. And as you were asking the question, so many situations popped into my mind, but I'll just say this one. I always like to shine a light on my students because I think they're amazing.
Absolutely.
So I went live about maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. I was doing a marathon and I was teaching English, and there was a student there. Her name is Jocelyn. Now, Jocelyn is about, I want to say mid-50s. I'm not sure exactly her age. She's a judge in Haiti, and extremely intelligent woman, right? Again, there's so many individuals that are extremely intelligent. English is just the thing that they need to kind of unlock their life moving forward.
So good.
She saw me on the live stream. She had never seen me before. She saw me on the live stream. And because of seeing my class on the live stream, she decided to sign up for my program. Now, when she entered my academy the first time, shy, really nervous to speak English. She wasn't sure what to say. And again, remember, confidence and consistency. So my goal first was, hey, I want to make this woman feel confident. I want her to be confident in herself. This is the first time I met her. And again, she found me through the live stream. She told me a little bit of her story. Her English was not that good, but I was like, something's in her. Fast forward, I want to say only 2 months. Within 2 months, this woman was speaking amazingly, fluent. So I asked her, I said, I'm missing something. I was like, you have to tell me your story, because I was amazed. I was like, something is missing. She said, Tiffany, when I came to your academy, she said, I'm a judge in my country, a very high level job, right?
Yeah.
She said, my daughter goes to an English speaking school. She said, but I always had an interpreter. I was too shy to even take care of my daughter when we go to school. I was embarrassed because I couldn't speak English. Whenever I traveled, she travels around the world, I had to have an interpreter with me because I couldn't speak English.
Oh my.
She said, after seeing your live stream and seeing your passion, I believed that I could do it because you believed in me. Sign up for your program.
Because you believed in me.
Exactly. She said, now I don't need an interpreter. I go to my daughter's school. I speak fluently with them in the meetings. I travel around the world without an interpreter. Even when she was in Canada, she was traveling back from France, I think. And in the airport, there was a line of people with her, and they only spoke French, but no one in the airport spoke French. So they announced, does anyone speak English? Now, this is, again, it's only been, at this time now, for 4 or 5 months.
4 months, yeah.
She raised her hand and she said, I do. She said, but I'm not free. Now, this is what I'm talking about, confidence and consistency, right?
Come on.
She said she walked up and she said, I can translate and interpret for you, but you're going to have to pay me. They said, well, how much? She said, $50 per person. Long story short, in that one day, she made over $500. Granted, the money was good, but she said, Tiff, the thing was, I believed in myself. I was able to interpret, and they asked me like, wow, your English is amazing. This happened in only a span of months. And I told her, I said, listen, it's not about me. It's about you. I said, all I did was unlock what was already inside. And so I tried to do that for each student. And she was like, Tiff, I saw you on a live stream. So this one woman's life has changed. Her daughter now is excited, brags about her, like, my mom's coming, because her English is at a point now. Literally in the academy, my students call her Mama Jocelyn. That she went from shy, having no confidence, to now she literally is encouraging other people in our academy and helping them develop confidence. And it all started with one live stream. So, yeah.
One live stream. I am blown away, right? Like, that story is gold. We're already at time, and I'm just kind of like, what in the world? That's phenomenal. Awesome. That is phenomenal. I hope that you are capturing these stories and bottling them up and sharing them in some creative ways, because I am absolutely inspired by that. That is phenomenal. I just love the confidence. Like, I can, but I'm not free. Like, y'all need to get in here with this.
Yeah, I was like, yes, girl, yes. I was like, I love to see when somebody's confidence comes out.
Yeah,
I love it. I absolutely love to see people being confident in themselves, because the world basically pushes you down in so many ways.
Yeah.
When you get that confidence and whatever you're trying to do, consistency, locks hands, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That kind of brings us back to the original quote that you shared with us as part of the forum, right? You shared this quote with us, and it's an original. Confidence and consistency will help you achieve any goal. Teacher Tiffany, take a few minutes as we get ready to close things out. Share with people. You talked about the academy. I've got several people in my community who English is a second language for them. And even in my own coaching sessions with them, I could tell it's a struggle. So talk to us about what you guys provide in your academy, what other types of programs and projects you might have coming up on the horizon, so that we can put that in the show notes and my audience can actually check out some of the stuff you got going on. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. Absolutely. So again, my passion is helping individuals at the intermediate and advanced English level get to the next level and helping them be confident in themselves. So I have an academy, and there are two main programs. So my academy is the Speak English with Tiffany Academy. That's TIFFANI, Speak English with Tiffany Academy.com. And when you come to that website, you'll see two main programs. The first one is for intermediate English learners. It's called the Daily English Lessons Membership. And this is one to build consistency and also build confidence. There's a lesson for the entire year, every day of the year. So 365 lessons, and it takes you through the lessons each day, and you'll be able to join the community. The second program I have is for more advanced, the upper advanced English learners. It's called Speak English Like a Native, also found in the academy. And this program is really honed in and focused on individuals who can already express themselves, but they find it challenging when they get into conversations with individuals like you or I, and they're confused, like, wait a minute, why can't I explain myself like they do, right? So I teach them using real English conversations. We break them down, and I explain to them really the methods that you and I learned back in high school and college that second language learners have never been taught. So that's a program and a strong community. So those are the two main programs. And then I have other resources that can help you all as well. If you go to the main website, speakenglishwithtiffany.com, you'll see those main resources as well.
Well, I want to say a word of thanks to you for taking some time out and coming hang out with us here on the Why I Go Live podcast. Family, the links that she talked about, we will make sure that they're in the description, both for our audio listeners and for our video listeners as well. Teacher Tiffany, we are going to have you back. I got to figure out a way to get you to come on the Coaching Corner, which is an actual live show, because I think you would absolutely resonate with the How It All Works audience. But yes, one more time, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, family, listen, this has been yet another phenomenal episode of the Why I Go Live podcast. I personally have been re-inspired again, as if I needed any more help, because I just believe wholeheartedly that this vehicle called live streaming and live video can connect you if you use it right. If you do the cheat code properly, that up, down, left, right, AV start. If you do it right, you're going to be able to get to the right people and be able to serve them in a way that they desperately need it. And if you want some assistance and some help to do that, we'd love to be able to help you out here. Drop us a line at info@howitallworks. Hit up any of the links that are in the description. Check out the Workers Warehouse, maybe even become a member. Do an introductory coaching call. Like, let's get that project, that idea, that concept, that thing off the ground, and let's take it from that idea to reality. It's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. We'll see you around these internet streets or in the next audio stream.
Why I Go Live, hosted by Coach Kirk, is a composition production. Real streamers, honest stories, and incredible impact. Add your voice to the conversation. Go to kirkrnugent.live/member to join the community. And let's figure out how it all works.